Aja here. Obati ye be ko mna she bedwam don kuma panyina ho no e kire tetasem ko
we dey ba ku bia no announcement onya broken heart. Your announcement, that's a breaking news about baby. Also, please, may I have your announcement for this breaking news?
Breaking heart now. Obati, oko na she bedwamu a agbangba mi o Ghana mampanyini aka kire John Dramani ma.
I saw me onya broken heart o bompai. O se you sabe catch yourself here. My God. Ya catch my winti no. Careful, promo. Only Uncle Pony Casano. Yatrovia, every church. Media RMC, the Royal Mamacita. Mountain Royal Mamacita.
Relax, don't rush, put your house down. God is a can do. Where you can your body down our Bryt FM. Ah, Masa, men found some cardinal. Are you tight?
News media fantastic. Bryt FM 4 dear. We way news media. A mood down kind.
Bryt FM, Daddy FM,
Lord FM, Winners FM,
Sweet FM.
Pramo atu ya mamu nyina mama kwa ba ediba Bryt Adekyee chiri pa ba kwa so ensama wodo ekoso ewo man Ghana mu ama hodo so ewie yatena se esiwu enkonwa ye de so mo sapram to brekase ye bo ewo Bryt Adekyee chiri pa ba kwa eso ensam no edo so ye pa ye flash station sa wodo no kase ne dem live ewo nom sweet 100.3 daddy 101.1FM so woko atoye atifido mantam so a winners 104.9 FM no Lord 107.1 woman nyina butuo bia ewie wom efa ensem ne bia wom eche saranso na akopie mu ewa santimemu a aben 103.3 kase ne dem live wonom wokwa aba fontain fidie kase ne so www.mybrytfmonline.com no eyade ane nyina no kase ne egu abetimi akwa kenkan search me ewo Facebook live no Bryt99.1 me dem live wonom saranso na akwa YouTube na Bryt99.1 ewie yimpacho first time in the history kwa TikTok wo na kwa hwem wonom Bryt99.1 Bryt99.1 kwa TikTok hwem live won pacho won so kwa like na ne wu ja comment na edit wonom brand do amagia kenken mu nsem na adiama ensem awodo awie mesi nkonwa me di eba no di ebedi makoti bia bet no beti se ne special prosecutor we declare to send ye wanted da warrior ye rakenoforiata edentian warrior ye rakenoforiata was it so na entansa mako enan ena iyedi ebo ye rakenoforiata make say no special prosecutor de wonsam ababeto dwa special prosecutor ya lawyer kisi ejabe en wasanso de atodwa wo chema say amanfo kika wada said the baby boy rakenoforiata fie ekwa sese honom chese ne ekwa ready honom no wose nyon mo mfi na kache enu nti sansem enu nso emu nsem obete omampani ye Rajon Dramani Mahama meka say wati ba sunko bi a wom dwumedi a wom eba bedi ene se aban no ayade a chese ne nyina no 120 days social contract wom eba behwe ti kwala awom ye pa wo man Ghana mu a woko emfimfi mantem a ayade a chese ekoso enu nti no wom ahyesoafo hwapomde ho nsem se enmenim ya wom amoden so oba be pie mu ewo memra hyebedwefie na chese ne wo aba be kasa edi afa hom dom kuma ewo memra hyebedwefie so se wom dwen ho a wom entiase wom ampanya dane ne ho clearance agent nsem bia edidem wo court ni ade a chese ne sankofo no wom ye NDC fo na ban ba ye wa clear wom ama chese dom kuma no so se wom dwen ho a wom entiase ye be kwa santimema ntem so afo wo se kejetia market no wom eba behwa toto no meye pama no nso agina ne nanso aboa amedwedie ho nsensem ne ade akoso na oman mu so afo nso a wohwe mmebu no ho nsensem ne ade ewo oman mu George Paria do se betting tax ene chese ne tax awodo aye tax mbebu no hwie be entwan kwapem se macha aban no ede ne first budget eba beto dwa no wo meyi ni na ede afi wonom ensem we ne ka wo wie mesi di aso prem to brekase ebo ewo Bryt de oknonkno chiri pa ba ko eso kasien eba wa ko manweko bia daroma ene wie wom eso masini sika femu effort wo venture se ba ne tower security doors a kwana ko PML ko frodua kasajan highway ne sukenke factory traffic light onoma tago ne dom ebutu onom join medicators of no area pebi dware wate wo dware abebo asiesie rede na marede na toso kro ayam twifare amfere wasi krodo so ne inasi betu a ejina joy medicators of no ointment so ba siesie akwahwie kumanimo na Valentine Day wenso so de jointment na ne de befemu sadia ne nyina na na boremu anoma kode na yatene da manoma nso awie peye Daddy natural mineral water was I say water na say nsuofo ne yaba wo pensu papa noma eno any daddy o daddy daddy natural mineral water Food and Drugs Authority agiatum joy industries energy aba enwume ko ni afoforo bi e kan wo na wie wom aso me patch ni ama ensama wodo amakope no medi esomwo edinya meje so ya kosu ya asabia cropper ade edahima jebrana kasienfa enchemu no ema wo ewie
news ni dey fantastic Bryt FM 4 there mu ye way news ni dey e mu da o kan
Bryt FM Daddy FM
Lord FM Winners FM
Sweet FM
Abusua Nsem na ase ede amameka se ensentrofo nhemudi eguso ekoso a special prosecutor lawyer kisi ejaben ena chese ne wote egwama wokasa ede afa enoma bia ekoso ewo memu ede katashe ne proye ne ade ekoso na eno nam so amameka se special prosecutor we declare senior enmanimi ya na eyade a wohwe ye rakenoforiata ye ka ye rakenoforiata enkane na wone ene soafo a wohwe sikasem so ewo mampani dada na na danko akufo ado apenso na lawyer kisi ejabin echemu a eyade ne nyina no suspect a chese ne suspect no wom ede chese ntansa makomako enan ena di ebo yera kenoforiata enkane na waye soafo wohwe sikasem so de edi kan wom si eyade ne nyina no katashe ne proye bi adokro no a chese ne nyina no de edi kan efa National Cathedral aban na chese ne wode ba yeso obeso mampani na nado en wode ba yeso obesi ewo memu amanfo ye gigi sika ne ade ene National Cathedral na dane bonka esi wono ma chese ensuo na gum National Cathedral no ye ntimi ensi ewo memu na no na chese nei special prosecutor said abi enkwamra nyina no na chese ne ye rakenoforiata wono ena sabren ehye ne nsente eso otimi ba na wo be kire na adwa na ase bia wode nsem bi ebeto dwa na ase bia nsem ba ko mienu bi eso mbisa no Edifa National Cathedral no wetimi aba be yi ano eno entwem no Strategic Mobilization Limited any cases mienu bi eka wo bia ne nyina no yero eye lawyer kisi ejaben ene wodi eto yera kenoforiata so no wade atodwa wo chema semika se no wenya ne ntia se yera kenoforiata woni o man ka ne mu eyade amika se wo amanone a ne ho adodo na ne nyina no woji ahwe nanso ne nyina enkamfo no eyade a special prosecutor edede bies won ma wose sada no ena wo hwe ne se yera kenoforiata wo betimi aba na wade ne ho aba abɛkyerɛ na cases maako ɛnan a yɛakyekyere de asoa no no watimi aba beyi ano na ne na enkamfo no yɛntie ensɛm awodoɔ bi a lawyer kesi agyaben ɛna wie ya wade tu edwa.
Activities and payments in respect of a contract awarded by the Ministry of Health, initially commenced by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for purchases and after-sales service and maintenance of 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter for the National Ambulance Service. And 5, payments out of and utilization of the tax refund account of Ghana Revenue Authority. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the fugitive's name is Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta. Mr. Oforiatta is 66 years old. He was the Minister of Finance of the Republic between 2017 and 2024. Mr. Oforiatta left the jurisdiction on or around 2 January 2025. On 24 January 2025, Oforiatta, that the OSP considered him a suspect in respect of 4 of the cases described above. Mr. Oforiatta was directed to attend in person the OSP on Monday, 10 February 2025 at 10 GMT for interview. By communication dated 31 January 2025, Mr. Oforiatta instructed his lawyers to inform the OSP that he was out of the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds, and that the firm will notify the OSP of his arrival in the country in aid of rescheduling his personal attendance at the OSP. Further, the firm offered its willingness to provide the OSP with any information the OSP may require to aid in the investigation until his arrival in the country. Then on 5 February 2025, the OSP responded to Mr. Oforiatta, copied to his lawyers, that the OSP did not need or require notification from his lawyers of his arrival in the jurisdiction. The OSP acknowledged Mr. Oforiatta's lawyers' gracious offer to provide the OSP in aid of the investigation. However, this is important, the OSP insisted that Mr. Oforiatta's personal attendance at the OSP was required. After all, these are not under investigation. I don't need lawyers to answer questions on your behalf when you are being investigated. The OSP declined Mr. Oforiatta's request to be away from the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds on his say-so. Consequently, the OSP directed Mr. Oforiatta to indicate by close of business on Monday, 10 February 2025, a reasonable date of his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP. The OSP warned Mr. Oforiatta that if he failed so to do, the OSP would take all necessary legal steps to secure his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP at our own choosing. By a communication dated 10 February 2025, that is just Monday, Mr. Oforiatta's lawyers transmitted to the OSP a generic letter procured by Mr. Oforiatta purporting to be from a doctor in a foreign jurisdiction, stating that Mr. Oforiatta had been seen and evaluated and that he was undergoing further testing and management and possible surgical intervention at an indicated future time. And further, that his medical condition necessitates that he will stay and follow up on his appointments.
Eni ayeti lawyer kisi ajabe no wa ma no anso no wasan so ade atwedwe bia ma wo chema se ensem bia nenam social media se ane yera Ken Oforiatta manfo bia boawra ne fie a wom ehye soja ntade a chese ne wom akwakwa ready fie onom no amanfo etenetene wom ense se special prosecutor na bia wasoma enkofo amwom akọ yera Ken Oforiatta efie wasesa nsem no kra bia ennimu enu ntino yemongu amanfo bi pen won pese bia wom tumfutro edugu Ghanafo eni edifa sansem no lawyer kisi ajaben a woye special prosecutor no betimi akase won sumo bia so wonko yera Ken Oforiatta efie nko ready wonom na yentie sede ya no so no lawyer kisi ajaben special prosecutor wachachemu
Tuesday, 11 February 2025, before we could respond to Oforiatta's lawyers. This time, It was an inquiry. Mr. Freyatta's lawyers wanted to know, and they stated that they were informed by the household of Mr. Freyatta that in the morning of Tuesday, 11 February 2025, that is yesterday, 12 men comprising visited Mr. Freyatta's house, and that by threat of force, they were able to enter Mr. Freyatta's house, and they undertook an exercise purporting to be a search of every room, office, gym, and other spaces in the house. Mr. Freyatta's lawyers then inquired if the OSP could confirm that the actions of the 12 men were the instance of the OSP, so as to enable Mr. Freyatta's lawyers, and prayed for a prompt response, are now responding promptly. And we have chosen the cause of answering Mr. Freyatta's inquiry publicly at this briefing, considering the circumstances surrounding the purport that the
Yera lawyer kisi ejabe wono a special prosecutor and I was here what the Nsem way atu edwane ya and central phone shame with the gusto ekoso na yetwa Nsem na so ejamawa Ghana man penny his excellence Yera John Dramani Mahama make us say what 19 member task force a womu dwumedia wom eba bedi ene say 2024 wabran wom ebon to e wo man kan mbosha wom hyeye se Ghana fo eto ba edem wom eba ban mu a wom ebeye ede aboa mo man etimi akwanim no na ehu behia se wom ebo modin wom etesa bedwekoi na afensu no wom ebo rasa bo hyenim na wom etoto no ma sede ne ebetimi aboa am wo man nso etimi akwanim eno nam so ema his excellence Yera John Dramani Mahama wabra what 19 member task force no what they atudwa wo chema say Oria promises I would be a warm edit to Jadi Edikan, a year economic reforms and warm everyone say, warmer than warm about to now come study a womino, a banner any economy ones and some idea bet me and so, a banner study a memoirs and some swa, a bet me aquanimum, and after crop on the social interventions I would do. Warm eddy air by no super one more mine gun and menu me and way to war, yan so yet young etimi ayen, na and Melbourne so any numa ayen na fence crapono. And nay tax I would do a breba yagiti and a war memoir, and yet as any betting tax 11 near dear, one casawa brand yo sikaka crackwa betty, na bet 2 berry any about beto tax was so, and na sem posebia. Obi asenu mobile man na ukwakwa yikwakwa tua 11 wasono eya na ye power bra ban ne ema wadwube bia se bia ye nanya so emfa so na betua eto ewo so manan manim ya no sa betting tax ne 11 nyina no wo muntimi enhwan emfuo no na fenso eni pepia ye de dibre ema wom ewo mema katahye ne proye adokuru wom no so mun
part of our social contract with the people of Ghana for which that contains a list. Of course, several of these things are sectoral, and so it was not possible to conduct this meeting before the ministers of the, and so it was not possible to conduct this meeting before the ministers of the various sectors had been vetted and sworn in. They've been sworn in. This meeting is meant to focus sectorally on the things our ministers of, so that we can hone in and make sure that we achieve them on targets. Some are 90 days, some for some were 14 days. Assemble a full cabinet within 14 days, we achieved that. And then some are within 90 days. Others necessarily must go with some things. For instance, the removal of some tax. 1
FM so Lord 107.1 winners 104.9 Abain 103.3 FM Suko Facebook search Bryt 99.1 FM ya dem live one Saransuna ya YouTube no Bryt 99.1 okwa TikTok Bryt 99.1 ya dem live betimi ahwe na waja to charges no ya what Republic versus Stephen Opuni Seidu Agongo and afenso no Republic ya DNA Attorney General say wa redro F1 and afa krade atwa to no eyade a chese the public amos wadana no clearing agent war clear clamanfo na esen here mu twaba no enenso mo ba be mu anke enim sanka mo de mo sikata hye ne proye mo kodi etia e wo me mo sade a wo man ne betimi akwa nimo na wo man ga na nya ntampe fra ene mo so mo ba ya cases awodo adedem ena mo ahya ase acha se ne mo clear redro charges na
newly appointed NDC Attorney General and the John Mahama government is very scandalous. It raises various questions and shows that part of the so-called resetting agenda of the Mahama government is to protect itself and clothe its leading members with immunity from that has been extended to the former official.
Eni ayeti yera John Dakono no wono ayemra hyebedwani adema de hia wosoa me asantemantemu wono en wogina ne nuanom donkuman afemu a wom ade atodwa wom HMS is excellent wono so enei kakra no ahya Attorney General redro charges yi case wom se enyesa enetie woman kan yent wansem ne so ani anyinem e wo memra hyebedwafie yesi cholera yade ama no so ye pa e wo man kan mu a wokọ emfifi mantema wanom na chese ne ebufu mpa ema chese ne make say pra efutumra hyebedwani akeka ne nsase ama chese ne hospitals bia one in person so wakwakoye wom adoye na aba betodwa ne nyina ne kotodwa e wo memra hyebedwafie wa abra yero Alexander afenwoma kena wono eye dom kuma no ba no deni wasanso eye mrahyebedwani di ma de hia wo efutu abato empeso so na di etodwa e wo memra hyebedwafie a wo hye speaker say ube PM efutu abato mpeso so nso eka obi no eyade achese ne eni enyan ye pa wo bisa se anyebia no aswe ya wo mhwepo muden wonsem so wo mate na wo mate aswafo a woda no yera kwabna minta kando eden wo ye ade fa ho se ne manim ya wotimi bo memra hyebedwafie na wo be kire chese ginasi a wo so wo AC sede enkoba se bia cholera no ebe tretre e wo man ganem na akwakofa ha okese edi abre wo man Ghana wabra yero Alexander afenwoma ken wadi ensem etodwa e wo memra hyebedwafie na wo hyesoafo ne se enmanim ya no wamra wo memra hyebedwafie na wo mekasa emfanfa ho no yentie sede e koso e wo memra hyebedwafie.
It's been reported that 412 cases of outbreak of cholera in a Futu municipality has taken 3 lives. The Speaker, currently we have the affected people in Winnie Municipal Hospital, the Winneba Health Center, and the UEW Clinic. Mr. Speaker, from the shores of Winneba, I mean the Inshona. Mr. Speaker, currently, according to the Municipal Health Director, they need operational expenses including funds for fuel, sanitation efforts, procurement of urgent supplies, essential medical supplies and treatment kits, as well as other logistical support for education and public awareness. The Municipal Assembly has no funds to support their program to help educate and to help our people who are suffering in various health facilities. Mr. Speaker, on my part, as a Member of Parliament, I've made available a pickup to enable the Health Directorate continue with its education and supported them with some funds for their activities. Mr. Speaker, this is not enough. The central government must immediately intervene to save lives. The people are suffering. We also need additional supporting staff to be deployed to win.
Alexander afenwoma ken ena wote ya wodi ensem wanyina eto edwa e wo memra hyebedwafie okase wie no ena first deputy speaker yera Bryt Adekyee for ade atodwa wo chema se sabri ayade ane nyina no wo so a wo hwe apomuden won mra no mehye ekwan awdo bi a wo befa so a ekoba se bi a cholera no ema no home so a yebetimi asi ano ebisa na no wada en won wankasa de tudwa se wo man Ghana se de ayatoto ye nuoma no enya ade ayade bi ebeyi ni timpo free a ebetimi de ha ode abanya ba ya ebesia no na yentie se de yera Bryt Adekyee for wode ne nsem etudwa wo memra hyebedwafie
for help to appear before the House within 1 week to brief the House on all the health issues raised on the floor. Speaker, I so direct.
Yera Ben wano ɛyɛ first deputy speaker ɛna wɔte ya ɛwɔ memra hyɛbdwefie sɛ ɔbɛka yɛ ndrada wɔabra yɛro Alexander afenyomaken wɔde cholera ho nsɛm ɛkɔto dwa ɛwɔ memra hyɛbdwefie no wɔkyerɛ ma wɔno krapo no ɛyade a meka sɛ wɔka ne nsase a wɔde sikabotini bi ɛkɔ na bato ɛmpɛso so ɛde akɔakɔboa pomuden so yɛ wɔnom ampaneampa wɔde osi ayɔyɔ ɛna na pɛyi na natakwa ya na musini a wɔwɔ ɛyɛ ayi mfimfi mantemu ɛyade a kyɛsɛ ne wɔne yɛ Alexander afenyomaken 100,000 gasidi wɔm ɛtɛbiri yɛ ɛde akɔakɔma asoyɛ hwɛ pomuden ho nsɛm ne fa ɛwɔ efutu abato mpɛso so wɔm efutu no wɔm hwɛ kwan ahodoɔ bi ani na wɔm mɛfa so ɛde abrɛbrɛ noɔma na etimi esi anokwan ɛna afɛ krapo wɔm yɛ akadeɛ ne noɔma ahodoɔ bi a wɔm etimi ayi sika ne bi ɛde atɔ na etimi aboa wɔm na sim wɔde to mpanifoɔ ɛnemu
pandemic na wama yedu aha ya ban ya ba wɔ yɛ MP ne team wɔyɛ honorable Alexander Kwamina afenyomaken ɔsahin no na eja wama orboa for what is happening in Efutu now. Cholera no why wa having the MP also wants to know the Ordinisika 1 billion Ghana cedis. And this came out 100,000 Ghana cedis. Now Yadaba Yadibama health directorate, Yadi share or doctor Colette Brown, Nsem, Washas in order share. Erba sabi open or had been using Baha. The Abaya no yet empty. Honorable Alexander Kwamina afenyomaken Sahin, who doubles as the minority leader in parliament. Honor and a paywame issue, Yaban Sumaya and Fefe. Now, nature also, oil director of health, Okade, obey clean up exercise. It's a mess. There's some money in a young soil worker, or Ochanapa. In a put him, in a baby, able to make clean, and I am a simple way clean to do away with the cholera situation in the foot. Apart from also, more by after they see on the semester assembly, especially the coordinating director. One Shisha, Nipa, or in charge. I think all documents are in the assembly.
Eni ayetiera alaji kasim no ena wote ya wojina yero Alexander afenyomaken anemu edi sikabotne 100,000 Ghana cedis enfetwa wom eho na ayade agini na Dr. Brown won na wo hyebo echrem ese ayade a wom so wom be ya omafam de aboa na yade na ama na homeso ewo emfimfi mantem a eni echese futu abato wom peso so wom so wom eka obi no wom etimi e de apelipo mesibre de edi kan efatase nei wo akeka na nsase aba be ye wom emwa eswom ebo so enu entwem no Dr. Brown esanso de atoti memofo enim se ne titu se wo hono na wo bebe e de gu chese ne kwankyen wo fie kra wonya senrua gatem se surudu na wo de akwakogu yendi yehuni ahuni die wo we aso wonfa so si edi yehuni akorora yenya ye ne titu ni adehye
wonyim hwe nyem me be kire won no ono wode beba no yen nyem penfu yen zenyim na mbofama no wonsuanfu yen ho wonsuan ahogu bebi a wom ba no wom ba be pake wom cars no na wom edi sisi wo ye no kra de si enchen a bola ne ade e koso won ensuo kra to a yiri dia fa adwadifo onom na wakwakoba e wasanteme mu no wo toto no meye pa sede ne nyina ne kejetia market no ebesanso ejina ne nso Dr. Frank Amwakoyene what the Nsem way etu eja.
Just opposite the zoo needs to be clear being established over there. I've tasked the KMA, the KJTR management and the regional police command to make sure that that place, because if there is any emergency, that is the only exit that can contain most of the people. So that place needs to be cleared, and they're going to work on that starting tomorrow. The second issue has to do with the area where we had the first fire incident. So it's a huge area. We've engaged the contractor. They need 2 weeks to be able to fix that space. And in that 2 weeks period, we will need to cordon off that area. So we've invited the management of KMA and also the leaders, the traders, their leadership, so that we can have that engagement and then we can agree on the time and then the date that we would give the contractor that 2 weeks that they need in order that they'll be able to fix it. The management has record of every trader who was initially allocated that space. So if that is their fear, I want to assure them that once the place is fixed, we'll make sure that whoever rightfully deserves to have a place there will have their own rule to them, as the fears are picked from the field. So these are the key issues that we picked with. Sanitation is a huge issue. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. I'm sure you followed the trip to the washrooms and also to the drains, and they are all blocked. And I get the impression that anytime there is raining or the rains fall, there is flooding all over the phase 2. After the phase 2, then we look at the development of the phase 3. You are aware that KJT has, you realize that there's been a huge area. We've engaged the contractor, they need to fix that space. And in that 2 weeks period, we will need to cordon off that area. So we've invited the management of KMA and also the leaders, traders, they are leaders, so that we can have that engagement and we can agree on the time and the dates.
No. Asan KJT edwemu. Yent Nsem ne so emfama nkopie mu. E waswafo a Yerwa John Dramani Mahama aboni din a wono na chese mebu no wo ba ade amaye. Na wono no wo wasudie kese ye pop se mebu no job for the boys. Edwuma ni Ghana ntili Ghana mebu no ye hia edwuma. Enu ntina so ye ne de ye hwe anim se ne enwuma bekoso yie pa. E wo honom se de mebu no ebenya edwuma aye. Na wasi enei sedia His Excellency Yerwa John Dramani Mahama Abomadin ati abedweku a wom eba behwe na campaign promises ni ade wom etimi ahyehye no wom ade ama Ghana fo no wono so akwakwaya soafo a wo ba behwe emmabu no nsem no wo behe se ye bet kakra ye ayetwa ene wutwa kakra na ese ne wadi anasa wo no obi ase no mobile ne wo kwa akoyi na ne ye ba betu e-levy na betting tax no eyade a wose wo hwe anim se hwie be ntonkopem se matcha soafo hwe sika samso Dr. Kesla to forcem wo ba kopiem e wo memra hye bedwafi a wo ba kokan no eyade a sa betting tax ni e-levy no wo menwan e de afi wonom Yerwa George Pariado Pablo wo no ene wo de Nsem we atu edwa.
Made a lot of progress. Yesterday I presented a working paper to Dr. Valerie Saya on how we intend to go about implementing and launching some of these programs. And so clearly we are making a lot of progress, and I want to assure everyone that we will meet the 120-day targets His Excellency has set for the good people of this country. When we did a 30-day mandate, you realize that a lot of the things we promised in the manifesto that we're going to do have already commenced, and so clearly we've ticked the boxes, we know what we have to do, and I want to believe strongly that everybody around that table is committed to seeing to that vision of His Excellency President Mahama. And so we will definitely meet the targets come the 120 days. And on that day, we'll have a ceremony where we'll be ticking the boxes and telling Ghanaians what we promised and what we've delivered. When the budget is ready, somewhere in March, all the promises we made in respect to cancellation of taxes will be effected through the budget. And young people should look forward to the cancellation of the betting tax.
Eni ayeti Yerwa George Pariado Pablo no ena woti ya wodi Nsem wanyina etu ya wabe no betting tax 11 no wobeyi edi efiwonom emsuane so na mejina na kase no mede asi 103.3 FM so kase eba wakwa mekwo bi nso adaroma en wom esoma sene sika fem ema mede Nsem eba na Facebook fo wom adwen back na wom enkwa kenkan back na wom kwabre kasam. So was in fact, God have mercy upon Ghana. Was greetings to and Sarah so and I make her say no me TikTok lovers just any happy birthday enko enfama educator set 30 was always no a joyous celebration say nyankopon enka no won to ne nkwandemu rem kakra ebrena kwatia yen ana meboa usua abrena kwatia ye enunti emfa na se kase enkoma ekọ TikTok emene akosie kuma wa TikTok live ama wo hwe me across ono so ene wo gina fidie voices ni na edema me na se kase enkoma nwumekuo ya edidi sui Liaison for say open decoder some appliances are watching our sabro send kofodua brana bejo dear daddy natural mineral water and soon ye pa a real pebinabo bona and woman and quantum and famal joy medicated soap no ointment no pebidra nasra a bad boy CS Ridiano Amaridian atoso Air Force Wool Ventures was say a banner security dosa Quanaco PM Elko Fredia Casajan Highway so Kenke Factory traffic lights one of Mama P Cosmetic Center Ridiano ye best yes ye near when play my come at the amount and mema no mercy a Valentine Day nebe Monqua talk Toma near Ewa Mama P Namufama and Mano and man so and yet Afe na Mokwa top boxer and a singlet mema is woman per boxer woman per singlet one top designer perfumes Monqua PM Ewa Prince Boateng runabout Mama P ebutum ewonom wa daroma en wo so masisi kafem ema ensem no medi eba ye edi amejeso ya kosu ya asabia kropa ade dehima me mamu nyina mo enitia ade na ade na